And I'm back with the Taurus Supermoon forecast for us mutable signs. Gemini, what I see for you guys is that this supermoon is going to have a lot of effect on your subconscious. You could be receiving a lot of subconscious breakthroughs, a lot of good ideas. And I believe that you get these ideas when you're alone, when you are intense or in deep meditation or prayer or in your theta dream state. I just see you getting all of these downloads on how you could really upgrade your daily life, because this moon is opposing your daily life, your private versus your personal life, your spiritual life versus your physical life. And basically what's happening is that you're kind of in a push and pull to where you feel like you need to go back into your own space so that you could regroup, but you know that you have other responsibilities with your workplace, with your work life, with the tasks that you need to do. But what I see is that it's always been this push and pull with your resources. And I know that during this time, when you're able to have time enough to just think or just take a walk in the park, that you'll receive a bunch of answers to the questions that you've been having. Now, I do see also that the dispositor of this super moon, Venus in Capricorn, will be in your 8th house of healing and of other people's resources. So I feel that during this time, expect much beauty and much progress and pleasure from going within, from going deep, from healing those parts of yourself, figuring out that you are your own authority and to love yourself in that type of way. Like if you were to have a parent or you had a authority figure that did not care for you, you are now learning that you could be your own authority figure that cares and loves yourself and parents yourself. I also see around this time that you could also be receiving donations or grants, okay? And we love that for Gemini. Now, you do have Saturn direct. Saturn has been retrograde in your area of the 10th house, your public image, your reputation, your life path, your career. And now that it's going direct, now I see that you have a more a grasp and more of a clarity on where you want to go, where you want to be in your life, especially in regards with your career. So I see things moving along. So when you are able to balance your spiritual life and get back to yourself spiritually, what you'll see is a manifestation of the spiritual work that you've done, which then affects your daily life, your work life, and your career. And I love that for you, Geminis and Gemini risings. Virgos, okay, so this supermoon is affecting the 9th house, areas of life that govern higher education, travel, legal litigations, things like that, and mentors and higher beliefs. So what I'm seeing is that maybe something legal is coming into your life, something that you thought was figured out that's not figured out. So I would expect some surprises with that. Surprises in you going your own way, your own course, right? Some of you could be taking a new college course. Some of you guys could be like, you know what, I have to go back to school. I have to learn this. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to settle this case. I have to this and that. It's going to be a lot of surprises. You might even feel or get an opportunity to where you get a surprise, you get a chance to travel somewhere, or somebody invites you out to church or something like that. So I can see a lot of that going on. But most importantly, whenever you're traveling and you're taking a course or you're going to a place of worship, what I see is the main thing is for you to feel liberated. You want to go and stay a course that gives you freedom, that gives you liberation, that most Virgos do not get because we're so tied to responsibility and things like that. But with this new belief, I see that the people in your immediate circle, they're not going to like the new you. They're not going to like your new philosophies. It's going to be a big stretch, and it's going to take a risk for you to go out there and just go your own way, carve your own path, and finally believe the things that you feel that you need to believe, right? So it's going to be a new you from that standpoint. I also see that with Venus, the dispositor of this full moon in Taurus, Venus in Capricorn will be in your 5th house. So I see you receiving a lot of love. So you could be receiving a lot of love overseas. I also see that you have this newfound creative flow. You're no longer creatively blocked. You have all these new ideas. You have all these new offers to be creative, to create something. If you have children, I also see that around this time, your relationships with your kids could get more pleasant, or your relationship with lovers and with your hobbies. You're falling in love with your hobbies again because you have changed your beliefs about how you feel about hobbies. Like, you could be wanting to do something, start your own business, and you're like, oh, I hate it. But now you're being reminded to like change your mindset. And once you change your mindset, everything around you becomes enjoyable. And you don't have to wake up in your mental hell anymore, Virgos. I also see that Saturn was retrograde in your seventh house, house of one-on-ones, relationships, besties, marriages, partners, legal litigations, lovers, things like that. And now that it's direct, you know exactly what you want out of other people. You're ruling with the iron fist, or you could be attracting people who are more responsible, and you love that. People who are more wiser, and that's because you are becoming more wise. And we love that for you, Virgo and Virgo risings. Sagittarius, there's a big shock happening with your everyday life. I don't know what is going to fall out the sky and hit you, but it most definitely is going to affect your everyday, day to day. I don't know if they found a cure for some type of illness that you have, or if you randomly get struck with one. I don't know if you're going to up and quit your job. I don't know what's happening to your pets, but it's something with your everyday life that is getting a shake up. And I think you're shaking it up too, because you're tired of your job, or you're tired of feeling a certain way. You're tired of your everyday life, or it could be a change. Some of you may be pregnant and bringing home a new child. It could possibly be that, as well as you are finally going after something or getting a job that you actually enjoy. Or you're just doing something like a new routine. You need something, you're trying to level up, and you're realizing that in order for you to level up, you have to change your routine. In Sagittarius, some of you guys don't like a change in routine, but it's most definitely needed, and you know you need it, and you're actually going to go through with it. So that's good. Now, the dispositor for this full moon in Taurus, the supermoon, Venus and Capricorn, will be impacting your second house of resources. So that's a positive thing about this. I feel that when you have a change of like job, that you'll actually get like more money, the money that you know that you deserve, because you are more passionate around this time about collecting your money as well. Now, I do see that with Saturn direct, which was retrograde in your fourth house of home, of your roots, of your private life and your emotions, that you were kind of like lost in the sauce. You didn't know what to do. You didn't know what was happening with your home. But now I see that you're getting things in order around you emotionally, with family, with your house. I feel that maybe a lot has to do with your income. Like, maybe you're getting a new house, or you're fixing something in your house that needed repair. And so now that you've found this new job, you actually have the money to repair it, or to fashion it up with something. Like, what are you bringing home? That's the surprise. What are you bringing to your everyday life that's new, that's going to shake you up? Because something's happening. In my Pisces and Pisces rising, this shake-up for the supermoon will be in your third house of communication, your siblings, your everyday, your little hub, you know, like your neighborhood, your little living space. I see that you want to liberate yourself mentally. I see that you want to level up when it comes to your thoughts. I see that you're liberating yourself. You may actually come out with some news that could be shocking or jarring, or you put on something on your social media that shocks you. Maybe even your siblings may shock you by sharing a bit of information, or you learn something about them through social media. Those bastards can tell you face to face. They can tell the truth on that. But what I see is that it actually is, it's like it may or may not be good for you in the long run, like legally, or whatever ideas that you have. I think you should make sure that you know about it from all fronts. That's all I'm going to say. Now, the dispositor of this supermoon in Taurus is Venus in Capricorn, and it's going to be in your 11th house of friendships, of your online presence, of groups, of your dreams and your goals. And I feel that during this time, you most definitely will be receiving a lot of love and support from people online, whatever news that you are sharing or that you're sharing about your siblings. And Saturn rect is making you Pisces grow up for a change.